Hi, good morning, everybody. I hope you're all doing great. Today we are going to be working on our math lesson from 119. Today you are doing your math facts front and back. Okay, should work on that after the video. Right now, though, I want to go over the lesson worksheet 119 with you guys. Should look a little bit familiar, but you have to look closely at what it says. Otherwise, you're making a mistake. Okay? All right. So for this, you're going to need this worksheet. You're going to need a pencil, and you're going to need the ruler that I sent home. All right? So if you don't have those things, go ahead and pause me, get them, and come back. If you do, then we are going to get started. All right? So we did a worksheet similar to this when we were still in class. Okay, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be measuring these lines, right? But when we did this in class, we did it with the inch side of your ruler. Today we are doing centimeters, okay? So when we first started working with the ruler in class, I showed you guys, sorry, all I have is a clear one here. I showed you guys that on the inch side of the ruler, the spaces are further between the numbers than down here, okay? So if you flip your ruler over, okay, so that the inches are facing down, you'll see that you have centimeters, okay? Centimeters, millimeters, okay? So we're going to measure centimeters. So what you need to do is you need to line up the edge of the ruler, just like we did on the inch side of the ruler, with the dots, okay? So that way you're starting at the beginning. Okay, if you don't start where the measurements start, see on mine, it's not the very edge of the ruler, it's this line here. The rulers I sent home with you guys, it does start at the edge, okay? So unless you're using another ruler that you have at the house, the ruler you have starts at the edge. You don't have to come in a little bit. But if you are using this ruler, you would need to come in a little bit and line things up with that line, okay? So what you want to do is you want to line it up with that first dot, and then you want to see where the second dot comes in, okay? So measure that first line, see how many centimeters you get. I'll give you a second to try. Please try. All right, so you want to line that up. All right, so you should have gotten 13 centimeters. Okay, so look at your ruler. If you got a different number, look at your ruler, line it up with the line again, and see where you might have gone wrong. Make sure you have it lined up with the beginning, and make sure that you're looking at the centimeters. Okay, so line it up, draw the line. You should have 13 centimeters on that first line next to number 1. Okay. All right, so 13 for that first one. So now try the second one. Same idea. You want to line up the ruler where it starts with that dot and then see where you go. Okay. Now, this one is millimeters, but there are 10 millimeters in a centimeter. So I just take off a 0. Okay, but what you need to see here is that I have it lined up with the dot where it starts, and then it goes to here. Okay, so you should have gotten 7 centimeters on number 2. Okay, if you did not, try lining up the ruler again. Look for the point where it says 7 centimeters. Okay, look at that. Make sure that you've got it lined up correctly. All right, so you try number 3. All right, go ahead and try number 3. You want to make sure you're lining your ruler up correctly. Okay, and I'll start with the very edge. Like I said, the ruler that I sent home with you guys, it starts against the edge, so it's easier, okay? But you always want to check if you're going to use a ruler. See, here's the inches side. Okay, this one, it starts right at the end because there's not a line here for starting it. Okay, so that's what yours is like. All right, so for number 3, you should have gotten 15 centimeters. If you did not, look at your ruler, see where you might have gone wrong. If you've got 15 centimeters, go ahead and try number 4. Give you guys a second. All right, so for number 4, you should have gotten 14 centimeters. So it's only 1 centimeter shorter than the line was in number 3. So hopefully that lined up right. Um, if it didn't, you can have your mom send me an email or something. Maybe I could try to give a better explanation for you. But hopefully that makes sense and that is lining up correctly. All right, so try to measure the segment by number 5. It's the same thing, even though it's just going straight up and down. It's got dots at either side of that line, so you're still going to measure from one dot to the other. If you want to turn your page sideways, that's fine. Whatever works, whatever helps you to measure it correctly. All right, so number 5, you should have gotten 3 centimeters. All right, and number 6, you're going to want to try to measure that one. Okay, I'll give you a second to try it. All right, you should have gotten 6 centimeters. All right, so if you got different numbers than I did, check back, look at your ruler. I should have brought a ruler from school so I could show you better, but this ruler, it measures, it's just millimeters, so I just pretend the zero's not there as I measure. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so because there are 10 millimeters in a centimeter. All right, rewind it if you need to check any of my numbers, and just have your mom send me an email if that didn't make sense. All right, hope you guys are having a great last week.